What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. How's everybody doing tonight? Go ahead and hit that one in the chat if you can hear me okay. Do me a huge favor and hit the one in the chat. Make sure the audio is working okay. I had a little bit of issues with it earlier when I was shooting some videos. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Happy we're ready to rock and roll. So my plan here tonight, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and teach on a couple of different things. We spoke last week. This is actually our fourth live stream that we've shot 4 weeks in a row. Dare I say it's a streak at this point. So I appreciate everybody tuning in here and learning all about manufactured housing, mobile homes, and all the good stuff here. I've been having a lot of fun with these live streams. I got a lot of questions that have been coming in during the week that I look forward to answering here as well. My plan today is to teach on a couple of different things. Spend about the first 10 or 15 minutes picking up where we left off last week. We talked all about a little bit about maintenance. We've talked about lot rent questions. And I teased last week in the live stream that we were going to chat a little bit about getting some ideas, 4 different tips. In fact, I've got them written out on my note sheet here about 4 different tips to get a great price, fantastic price on a manufactured home in this industry right now and in this market. A lot of times people feel like housing prices are just too high in the manufactured home space. I get it. I understand it. But these tips that we're going to talk about here tonight, hopefully will give you an idea as far as how to position yourself best when you're looking to make a purchase here. So we're going to do that. I'll take about 15 minutes, teach on that. Then we'll open everything up for some Q&A and talk mobiles. If that sounds good, do me a huge favor, smash a thumbs up there so we can let everybody know on our in our community that we are live. The more thumbs up that we give, the more people understand that we are live. They'll be able to tune in and be able to benefit from this information. So do me a huge favor and smash that like button and we'll get started. So when we're talking about, hey, Janet, how are you tonight? When we're talking about mobile homes and getting things going with good deals, there's a couple of things you want to do if you're in the market to buy or if you're in the market to sell. Okay, so these tips are going to go first. I'll do buy, then I'll do sell. If you're looking to buy a home in a park on leased land, all right, which a lot of our information that we cover on the Mobile Home Dealer YouTube channel, that's a lot of the properties that we cover. And a couple of things that a lot of times people just don't know. First thing, you have got to do the best you can to cross-reference and cross-shop the houses. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, here are your couple of big tips to get a good deal. If you go to, let's see if I can pull this up here. Let's see if I can. Now, I'll have to just do it verbally. I can't see how to. How about this guy? Let's see. I'll try to share my screen so you get an idea. Aha, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to jump in here and kind of show you something to be able to cross-reference a home to make sure that you understand that you're getting a good deal on something. Okay, everybody can see that. Okay. So if anybody has checked this website before, mhvillage.com, if you have, then you probably know where I'm going to go with this. mhvillage.com is going to be the kind of the MLS, if you will, for mobile homes in parks on leased land. Okay, so if you're looking at purchasing a house in a park on leased land, you can always check it out on MH Village. Now, MH Village is kind of your first stop when it comes to checking out homes. Okay, so let me give you an idea of how to do this. Let's say, and I know everybody is from different areas on this live stream, but our office here is in Bradenton, Florida. Okay, so I'm just going to type in Bradenton, Florida. And then I'm going to go to parks. Okay, and then I'm going to go to hit search. And you're going to see there's about 80 mobile home parks here in Bradenton. Okay, now you can do this for just about any city that you're in. I know we have a lot of people in Texas on the channel. I know we have a lot of people in California. So you can get creative with this. But my point is just to kind of show you how to make a good offer on this. 80 different parks. I did this with a private coaching client of mine earlier today, so I'll just kind of do what I did with them. Let's just grab Hawaiian Village. Okay, this is a nice park here in Bradenton. It's got some lower lot rent. Okay, so when you go and you take a look at this is going to have some generic information here about like the park and the age restrictions and stuff. But if you scroll down, you're going to see a number here. It's going to say 21 homes for sale. Okay, 21 homes. You got to keep in mind that number, 21 homes, that's just going to be for people who are using MH Village to sell their home. Okay, so that's not necessarily all the homes for sale. So if you're selling it like for sale by owner, or if you're selling it, you're just using like Zillow or something, then that's not going to pop up. Okay, this is just for people using MH Village. Okay, so then you're also going to scroll down here, look for some more information. A couple of things you really want to pay attention to is this number here. Number of sites, 265. Okay, now keep in mind, this is number of sites. This is not number of homes. A lot of times people think, oh, it's going to have 265 homes in the park. That's actually not true. Most parks have vacant sites, whether they never put homes in there or they had to demo homes or people moved homes out of the park. Whatever it is, then a lot of times what you're going to see is this number is going to vary about 10% either way. Okay, so you're going to jump down here and you're going to see all these homes for sale. Okay. They're going to have the sale price. They're going to have the bed and the bath, the year, and the square footage. A lot of times the square footage is not correct, so don't really hold your breath on the square footage. Just look at the bed and bath. Okay, so we talked earlier, I think we talked 2 weeks ago with the live stream, and we were talking about the price of home is in large part based on the lot rent. If you guys remember that. It's not so much based on the features. So it's based on lot rent. It's based on other prices of homes. Okay, so when you look at this, and you're looking at beds and baths. Okay, 2 bed, 2 bath, 41,000. We'll just look for the 2 bed, 2 baths in this demo, 89,000. And you can do this on your own. You can do this with me. Here's 69,000, 55, 48. And then the interesting thing is, let's take a look down a little further. Here's 30. Okay, here's one for 30. And there's another one up here I saw for 34.9. Okay, so the first thing you can do is to see if a house is overpriced is literally take a look at the house, find the community on MH Village, and just look to see what other homes are for sale in the community. The way the market is right now, guys, it does not matter. It literally does not matter if you're looking to buy a home, what type of fit and finish the home has. Okay, yeah, I understand that like a new roof and a new AC and stuff like that is going to be a lot more attractive than a house that is falling apart. I get that. I firmly believe that does not equate to a much higher price. So when you find a house that you're interested in, okay, immediately you obviously know the city that you're looking at. Find the name of the community. Go to MH Village. Type in the name of the community to MH Village. Start searching around on the other houses that are for sale. Once you find other houses that are for sale, look at the beds and baths, the 2 2s in this example. Okay, if you find a house, the highest priced one here is like, what is it, 70,000? I think. Let me double check. I think the highest 2 2. There's 59. Okay, 89. Okay, so the highest priced one is 89,000. The lowest priced one is 30. Okay, that's 300% difference. Okay, 3 times the cheapest to the highest. If you were to find a home in Hawaiian Village in Bradenton, Florida that you really liked, okay, and it wasn't listed on MH Village, and you found it was like absurdly higher than this, let's say like 120 or 130, you know right out of the bat, unless the house is literally brand new, and even if it's brand new, I would say it would be overpriced. You know right out of the chute that just going off of this is the price of homes and what they are selling for, not what they are sold for. Okay, you have to understand the difference. Selling, anybody can sell anything at any price. That doesn't matter, right? It's the fact that if it's priced and it closes, that means it is sold, right? So selling and sold, two different words. So when you're looking at this and you're finding a house, always consult MH Village. Again, it's a generic way to kind of just do some price checking. and you'll be able to tell real fast if the house that you're looking at is completely overpriced. And a lot of times people will try to say, oh, well, it has a new roof. Well, yeah, but this one here that's 89,000 and this one over here that's 30,000, a new roof is going to cost like $7,000, not 60. So this is a quick way that you can do and take a look, with homes to see if the price that you're looking at for a home is even reasonably priced or if it's not. Okay. So that's going to be the first thing. The second thing is the second big tip is you want to go and see what the lot rent is on the park. Okay. Now, Image Village sometimes will have the lot rent posted. It'll usually be posted up here towards the top. I know for a fact that this lot rent in this park is like $800 a month. Okay. It's not listed, but it's like $800 a month. So like I talked about in a previous live stream, you want to find out what the lot rent is. And you want to see if the lot rent is equal to or higher or equal to or lower other lot rents in the area. If the lot rent is noticeably higher than other parks in the area, you know that you have a negotiation tactic right out of the chute. And the reason why you have a negotiation tactic is simply because it's going to cost so much more to live in that house based on the higher lot rent. Sorry, I got the train coming right over here. So in that situation, the two ways that you can get a really good deal on a home in a park with leased land is number one, find the name of the park, search it out, go to MH Village, see what else is being sold, and that'll give you a general idea of exactly what your exactly what an average price 2-bed, 2-bath, 1-bed, 1-bath, whatever you're looking for, should be priced in the neighborhood. Now, again, that's what the price is selling at, not what the price is sold at, guys. Okay, so that's the first way to do it. The second way to do it is find out the lot rent. Okay, most sellers will tell you, if you ask them, hey, what's your lot rent? They'll tell you. Use that lot rent and then call around on a couple other parks in that area. Find out if you're equal to or higher or equal to or lower than the lot rent in the area. If you have a higher lot rent in a park that you're looking to buy in, okay, you can wheel and deal on that because the seller will know that it's going to cost more money to live in that house. If it's less than, like a lot less than, a couple $100, okay, Hawaiian Village is $800 lot rent. Let's say you found a home in a park that you really like and it was like $600 lot rent, okay? Just know that you're going to have a hard time negotiating on that price based on the lot rent because it's the lowest one in the area. So it's going to be cheapest for you to live there to carry the house, okay? So those are two ways that you can very quickly go through when you're buying the house and looking to buy a house, very quickly see how much negotiation room should be in it if you're looking to go and to buy the home. Now, the flip side is true too if you're looking to sell the home, okay? If you're looking to sell the home, do the same thing. Go to MH Village, see what's going on with it. Maybe check out Zillow as well if you want a secondary point of reference. And you have to base in this market, guys, if you really want to sell the house, you have to base it on the other houses. You can't base it on what you feel like it's worth, what you paid for it, or the amount of money that you put into the house. Now, that's the not so sexy, not so fun truth of the matter. So if you're looking to buy the home in a park with lot rent, use those two ways. If you're looking to sell, use those two ways as well. Okay. So those are two ideas to give you right out of the chute. Okay. Let's move on to the second topic. Let me get another website up, like a kid in a candy store, now that I know that the my screen share works. One second. Let me bring it up here. I always say technology is great when it works. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, now we're up. So if you're looking to buy a brand new home, a lot of people say that they want to buy a home and they want to put it on private land, right? I hear that all the time. Our team members hear it all the time. Why would you ever want to pay lot rent? I get it. I get it, folks. I would challenge that comment and say, why would you want to pay property taxes? Why would you want to pay apartment rent? Why would you want to pay car insurance? We can keep going on down that path. But I personally believe the best way to buy a manufactured home is in a park with lot rent. I firmly believe that. I can literally lay out the numbers side by side. And when we talk about doing the math, 99.99% of the time, it's going to financially make much more sense to buy a house with lot rent as opposed to buying a house with your own land. Some people want to, own the land. Some people, come from that school of thought, like you have to own it, even though you're paying taxes to the government for it. Do you really own it? That's another question. But some people want to own a house and own the land. Okay, that's totally fine. I get it. Some of the manufactured homes that are being built right now are absolutely gorgeous. They're stunning. I've been blessed to be able to go to 4 different home shows so far this year, and I think I'll probably do, probably double that next year with the media channel, with our YouTube channel, and seeing some of these homes are just absolutely awesome. So here's the next 2 tips. 3 big tips here. If you're looking to buy a brand new home, okay, so this is going to be if you're looking to buy a brand new home, here are a couple of ways to save. Probably if you're thrifty with this, you can probably save, I don't know. I know of a guy that one of my coaching clients who did this, and he saved about $60,000 on his brand new home that he just bought in Lakeland, Florida about 2 weeks ago. So let's see if this works for you. Couple of tips if you're looking to buy a brand new home and you're gonna put it on land. Right on the chute. Okay, I just pulled up this website because I've been to this dealership a million times. EasyMobileHomes.com. They're not paying me anything to mention them. I mean, this is just me pulling it up because it's easy. It's easy. It's easy to show you. But you can pull this type of a dealership site up in whatever city you're living in. The couple of really fast ways to be able to maximize and save a ton of money right now is when you go to a home page like this, they're going to have the different homes that they are selling. Okay. And they're all beautiful and stuff like that. But for this example, you're going to see up in the left corner. Okay. You're going to see the city name and then you're going to see lot. Okay. That means that they have a dealership lot in this city that has this home sitting there that you can go through and go through it and tour it. Okay. That model is called in the industry a demo model. Okay. So you can go through and you can walk through it. If you've never been to a manufactured home dealership, I strongly suggest you do. If you're interested in this housing and this lifestyle, it literally looks like a car lot, but it has homes on it. Okay. Now that sounds kind of silly. Let me explain. Everybody's been to a car dealership, right? Whether it's a Lexus or a Chevy, whatever person you are, and they have a bunch of cars. Sometimes they have 10 or 15. Sometimes they have a couple hundred. Well, those cars on the lot are, meant to show off the new models. People test drive them, and hopefully the salespeople are able to sell those units. But if the units on the lot are not sold, then the owner of the car lot can't go to Ford, Chevy, Lexus, wherever, and go and get another allotment of cars because they still have those models there, right? There's only so much space on a car lot. So towards the end of a calendar year, you can usually buy, like right around now, the 26 models are coming out for cars. So if you wanted a brand new car, you could probably get a pretty good deal on one on a 25 now. Now, I'm not in the car business, so I don't know. But I'd venture to think you could probably get a good price on a 25 one because the 26s are coming in. The same idea is true with manufactured homes. Most manufactured home makers come out with several, if not a dozen, new models every single year. Well, the dealerships then need to sell the 25 models to have space to get the 26s in. So then what they'll have is they'll have these demo models just like a car on a lot. They'll have these demo models like here that we're looking at on this website. And those demo models have had people walk through them, maybe a few hundred, maybe several thousand, who knows? But they're buyers just like you and I who are just walking through the home on a Saturday afternoon to see if they like the home. Okay, they're not living in the house. They're not having their dog run around the house. They're not having their kids with a birthday party. They're just popping in. Most of the time they're wearing shoe covers, like those booties that you see, that they'll wear, like if you get your carpet cleaned. They usually require, a lot of manufactured home dealerships require you to put those on when you walk through the home. So it's an extreme, it's not even lived in. To say it's lightly lived in would be a lie. It's babied with kid gloves, these homes. But towards the end of the year, from about September or so on, they have got to sell those demo models because everybody came through and they said, wow, I really like this house. I want to order it. The sales guy says, sure. And they go and they, write the order up, and then it gets manufactured and then it gets sent to the person's lot. Well, that's fine. But the dealership still has dozens, sometimes 50 or 60 of these homes on site that they need to dump because they need the space, because there's only so much space. They need to dump them in order to go and get more units for the 26 models. Okay. So if you want a brand new house and you want to put it on your private land and you want something that's totally under warranty, that's just been walked through for the past, 8 or 10 months or 12 months or whatever, that literally has never had the toilet flush. It hasn't done this. The shower's never been ran. It's a brand new house. Go to the dealership and negotiate on a demo model. Okay. Like I said, a coaching client of mine went and followed this, and I think he saved it was like $42,000. I think they wanted like 130 for it. I think he walked out paying, I think it was like 86 or 87,000, which is still a chunk of money, but 86 or 87,000 is a heck of a lot cheaper than 130. So that's the big deal here. Go and look at demo models, find a demo model if you want that you like, and then negotiate with them on that exact house. Not a house that they're going to have the manufacturer build for you and deliver to you in 90 days. No, that house. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you ever buy a new manufactured home, most manufactured home dealers, they will include what they call the appliance package, okay, in the sale price. And the appliance package will usually be your kitchen appliances. So your dishwasher, your stove, your range hood, your refrigerator, that kind of thing. Some manufactured home dealers, they'll throw in your washer and dryer. Some won't, but most will. No manufactured home dealer that I've ever met, and I've met hundreds, will ever throw in the central AC unit on the deal. It's always going to be the house, and then then they're going to charge you separately for the AC. Negotiate the AC. That's going to cost you anywhere between $6,000 to probably $7,000 or $8,000. Dealerships who have homes on their lots, remember, they have got to sell the homes to create more space for the new model year. So they're looking to wheel and deal. I mean, they're looking to make this thing happen, very, very fast. So negotiate, number one, the demo model. Number two, negotiate the AC. The third thing is, when they are being sold at the dealership, most dealerships, especially bigger dealerships, they have a second business that they run. Now it's under a different name, but it's a second business that the same person owns it. And that's going to be your transportation business. Okay. So if you've ever been on a highway, if you've never seen this before, they have like the car with like the wide load, banner on the pickup truck, and they got one side of the mobile home going and the second side and the other car with the wide load. Okay. That's a transportation company. Okay. The person who is driving the car with the wide load, that's not who I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the man or the woman driving the big truck with the side of the mobile home or the park model on it. That's who I'm concerned about. A lot of manufactured home dealerships have a secondary business, and that's another business that they have. Now, the transportation will cost, depending on how far they're going, it may cost a couple $1,000 to several $1,000s. Negotiate the transportation cost from the dealership to your home site. Okay, try to get that thrown in on the deal. The AC is going to be a little harder to get, but the transportation cost, again, usually they own the transportation company. If they don't, then they have like a buddy, like Uncle Harry or somebody is running the transportation company. All right. In that situation, you can always try to massage the transportation in to the price of the home. Okay. So those are going to be three huge tips when you're looking at buying a brand new home. Number one, the demo. Number two, negotiate the AC. Number three, negotiate the transportation. And the last one, just because you're all here on the live one, is a lot of times, and I'll show this to you on the website that we're on just to kind of prove my point. It says sell your home. Scroll down here. We buy mobile homes. That's cool. What's that mean? Right here. It's a big thing for everybody on the live stream. Trade in your used mobile home or used manufactured home, then use the money as a big down payment on a new home. We will coordinate everything. Okay, so that means most manufacturer dealers, when you go to the back of their lot, they'll have like the new, it's just like a car lot. They'll have like the new, like jazzy models, like the really nice ones, like up front, like by the highway. And then like when you go by the office, they'll have other like really cool ones. Go in the back. I'm talking like go in the back. And that's where you're going to have the trade-in mobile homes, the trade-in manufactured homes. Okay. Now, those homes, some of them you may not want to touch with a 10-foot pole. I get it. That's fine. But a lot of those are going to be like, I was at a dealership last weekend filming on homes, and they took a 2023 triple wide in. Okay. And I walked through it. It was nice. And you'll see that video on the channel here shortly. And it was super nice. Guys, it was a $170,000 house, new. And they took it on, and they were going to sell it. They had some, they needed to redo the carpet and stuff like that. But it was a $170,000 new home. And the sales guy told me he's going to put it up on the market for $65,000. Okay. So you're going to save $100,000 buying a pre-owned 2-year-old home in that situation. So go to the dealership, look in the back of the lot, look for the pre-owned homes. Again, a lot of them are going to be kind of ratty. Like you're probably not going to want to touch them, and I get it. But there's going to be some real good deals in the back of the manufactured home dealership lot. That again, they're going to be 2, 3, maybe 4-year-old homes, and they're going to be a third of the price of them brand new. And if I've learned one thing in this business after being in it for as many years as we have, there's a lot of people out there probably on this live stream who are handy. You don't mind, swinging a hammer or putting in carpet or changing out the cabinets or whatever. So if you're okay doing that, doing a little bit of work, you can buy a home that has all the latest and greatest fixtures and gadgets and features for a third, maybe, of the sticker price. And it's going to be right there. It's just been pre-owned. So for the people who've jumped into the stream a little bit late, the quick notes here are, if you're looking to buy a home in a park with lot rent, find it out, go to MH Village, look at the other homes, and then check on the lot rent. If you're looking to buy a brand new home, look at the demo model, negotiate the AC, negotiate the transport, and look at the demo, or look at the trade-in homes in the back of the lot. Guys, if you follow those steps, whether you're buying a pre-existing home with lot rent or you're buying a home and you're putting it on private land, I can guarantee you can be like my private coaching client who saved over $40,000 following this. And he was able to get a great home for he and his family. He lives up in the Madison, Wisconsin area, and was absolutely thrilled with that. So I hope that has brought value to you tonight. I really appreciate everybody tuning in here. It looks like we've had about 55 people or so pop in. If you've had any value in that information, please do me a huge favor. Smash that thumbs up. I'll get a sip of water, and let's do some Q&A. I don't know if anybody lives down here in Florida or not. Man, it got a little chilly here earlier this week. I felt like such a wimp. Getting cold when it said 50 degrees. All right, I'll jump into some of these questions. Hey, Will, good to hear from you. Hey, what's up, Ron? Yeah, Uncle Harry. He does. In fact, Uncle Harry keeps getting his name dropped in all the videos. He's getting some free press. Hey, Seba, thank you so much for the positive comments. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the community, friend. We're happy to have you here. Nova Bob 62. What are the income guidelines for renting a lot space? Well, pardon me, I have a little runny nose here. If you're looking to rent a lot space, are you talking about, I assume you're talking about renting in a mobile home park, manufactured home community. It depends if you're looking to get into as a resident. If you're looking to get into as a resident and actually buy a house and move in, then That's going to be based in large part on the manager and the park approval process. They're usually going to check three things. That's going to be the lot or the income of the resident, the criminal background, and the credit check. Okay. So those are going to be the three things that you're going to have to match and meet the requirements of the park. Each park is going to be different, but every park is going to look at those three things. Now, if you're talking about renting a space, as in you're an RVer, you got a fifth wheel or a travel trailer or something like that, toy hauler or something, and you're looking to get into an RV park for like the for like the snowbird season or something down in South Florida. Most parks in that situation are going to follow the same guidelines. They're going to check the income, the credit, the criminal. If you're just a seasoned person, they usually don't really care about the credit, because a lot of times what those parks will do is they will they'll charge the full amount right when you pull up. Okay, so let's just say it's $1,000 a month, for argument's sake, and you reserve your spot, and you're going to be there January, February, and March, right? So $3,000. What most parks will do is when you check in and you register at the park office, then they'll just take the payment in full for the $3,000, and then they usually don't run a credit check. The criminal, they'll usually always do the criminal for obvious reasons, but they usually won't worry about income, and they usually won't worry about credit, because you're paying in full for the service right when you pull up. So I hope that helps answer your question. Hey, Janet, thanks for the question. Doesn't lot rent increase every year by around 6%? Yeah, Janet, we talked about that, and that's actually going to be in an educational video that I just shot last week. That's going to be coming out on the channel in a few weeks. I'm actually going to launch it on a Thanksgiving Day. So if you guys are hanging out and you had too much turkey and you want to watch some mobile home education, then we're not going to do a live stream on Thanksgiving, but I have that video coming out, and I talk about that question in depth. Yeah, so Janet, your national average is about 6.1% annual increase each year. Okay. And that's going to change. Okay. That's going to change based on two main criteria. Okay. The first criteria is the physical location of the park. Okay. So if your park that you want to live in is in, Lincoln, Nebraska. Okay. Shout out to everybody on the channel from Lincoln, Nebraska. Then it's probably not going to be nearly as expensive as Naples, Florida. Okay. Just because it's a destination location compared to not so much of an area there in Nebraska. Okay. So the location itself is going to increase a little bit depending on where the park is. Okay. Our office is in Bradenton, Florida. We do a lot of work in Sarasota. I can literally look out my office window right here and I can see Sarasota. The lot rent here is going to be cheaper and a lower amount increase because it has a Bradenton, Florida address as opposed to a Sarasota. So it's based on the physical location, and then it's also based on how many amenities does the park have. Okay. So if your park has, an 18-hole golf course and 2 restaurants and a, Elvis cover guy every night at 5:00, I'm being goofy, but you get my point. Gated entrance, security, all that stuff costs money to maintain. So your annual lot rent increase is going to be higher than the person living in Lincoln, Nebraska with a gravel driveway and nothing else. So it's based on the physical location and then also what type of amenities the park has. Hey, Amanda, good to see you. Hope you're having a great night. Hey, Donna, appreciate the question. Let's see. If you're designing your own dream park model, what would you include that you don't find in the current models? Your dream park model. Oh, thanks, Donna. Oh man, great question. Let's see. On the channel, I did a video or that'll be coming out here. Should be coming out in a week or two. And it's this awesome park model. I was in Dallas. I got invited to a trade show in Dallas a couple weeks ago. First week of October, I guess it was. And they had this. It was in Legacy Home Builders. And they had this awesome park model. It's so cool. That was probably one of my favorite park models. And the reason why I liked it is because of the kitchen. You'll see it on the video, Donna. It'll be out in a couple weeks, and it's absolutely killer. There's another home that I saw this year when I was in Mississippi, the Biloxi show. and they did a really cool park model, and it was like a total cabin setup. So it literally felt like you were in a cabin. And a lot of park models, what they'll do is they'll have a ladder inside the home next to the kitchen, and it'll go up to like a loft area. Now, I'm way too tall. I'm 6'3", so I can't stand up in the loft, but you could use it as like a storage place. If you had little kids or like grandkids, man, that'd be like the total coolest place to stay the night, and do kid stuff up there. But that's a really cool thing that a lot of newer park models are doing. Other new park models that I think are really cool is they're putting a lot less focus on the inside of the home, and they're doing a lot more focus on the outside. Like I'm seeing like super expansive decks all around the perimeter of the entire house. We featured another video on our channel from Mississippi. Probably I was there in March this year. I think we launched the video maybe like in May or June. And it was so cool, Donna. They had 2 levels of decks. They had a deck around like the front area of the house, or, like the main entrance. And they had a ladder on the side of the house, and they had an upper deck. So they had 2 decks on it. And when we were at the show, I was doing a bunch of filming and interviews and stuff. And I counted at one time, there were like 20 people between the lower deck and the upper deck. So it was like a total party house, like a total fun place to have the family over and like, grill out, just have a good time. So I think I like park models that really they're smaller they're smaller houses, which is one of the reasons why I like them so much. But park models that really showcase the outside and not just the inside. So I like the big decks. I like the built out Florida rooms. I like just maximizing those spaces as much as possible. Hey, Nee. Oh, man, from Indonesia. Thanks so much. Appreciate you coming over here and taking a look at our stuff. Great to see you. Okay, well, do average people pay full cash or finance? Well, it depends. I'll answer that 2 ways. If it's a pre-owned home, Will, and it's in a park with lot rent, here's what I can tell you: 98% of those purchases are cash. Okay, so 98%, and this is industry wide. It's like 98.2. 98% of homes in parks with lot rent are cash. So we'll call it 2% do financing. Now, Will, that financing can be like 21st Mortgage, Triad Financial, Vanderbilt Mortgage, or it can be seller financing, where they work directly with the seller. For new homes, it kind of goes both ways. Most, kind of going back to my car lot analogy from earlier, most manufactured home brokers and dealers, where they have like the new homes out front, like your Clayton dealership, your Cavco, your Legacy, most of those are just like car dealerships in the fact that they offer in-house financing. And just to be totally direct to you, Will, they make money on the financing. Of course they do. So they make their percentage points. And so more of those homes are financed. Much more of those homes are financed in-house than paid for in cash. But if it's in a park on leased land and it's a pre-existing home, chances are it's going to be a cash deal. And when I mean cash, Will, I don't mean cash money like, a briefcase full of money. I'm talking about like cashier's checks, wires, that kind of stuff. Another question, Will, is there a certain age for financing? Generally speaking, yes. 1976 or newer is what finance companies want to look for. So it's like if it's an older home, like a 68 or like a big number around Sarasota is 72. The reason why 1972 is such a big number with houses in like Sarasota, Florida, is because that's the year that a lot of parks were built. And the first builder, like the grandparents, if you will, who built the park, that's back when they would just order like 100 manufactured homes from like the manufactured home dealer in the area, and they'd get them all and then get them all on like a one big jumbo mortgage type of thing. So that's why you'll see a lot of like 1972s and a lot of like 1974s and like around the Gulf Coast, is because that's the year that a lot of the parks were built, and a lot of those homes are still standing. Which goes to my other point. People who are not familiar with these homes, they immediately say, "Oh my God, they're going to blow away in a hurricane. Oh my God, they're going to fall apart." Well, no, they're not. They're built a lot more sturdy than what people give them credit for, because we close on homes all the time that are 50, 60 years old and are built like a tank. But generally speaking, in 1976 or newer is what is needed to finance a home. And the reason why, Will, is because that's when HUD, the government development, housing and urban development, housing and urban development was created in 76. And that created a universal level of craftsmanship that was required for manufactured homes. And here's your Jeopardy question for $500, Alex. 1976 is technically speaking when they changed from mobile homes to manufactured homes. So for being legal beagle, technically everything from a 76 and newer is a manufactured home and not a mobile home. Hope that'll answer your question. Hey, just me. I like your handle. It's just me. What is the average credit score for parks? That's a loaded question. I'll have to answer that in two ways for you. Number one, we don't work for a park. We're an independent third party. So I don't know the exact number. Make sure you consult with the park itself, and they'll probably tell you. Here's what I can tell you for more, because I don't feel like that's a fair answer. What I can usually tell you is most parks rely on the criminal history as a hard stop on a residence application. If there's really bad stuff on a criminal history, then they're definitely going to say no. The next one that most parks will say no on is going to be the income. That's the biggest reason why we see people get denied, is the income. And then the credit, a lot of times, as long as there wasn't like a bankruptcy filed like 2 months ago, if you filed a bankruptcy a couple years ago and you got some credit cards and you're paying them off, and maybe you got a truck payment that you just paid off and you're rebuilding, most park managers and most park owners are understanding of that. They're understanding that life happens, but they're not understanding of a heinous crime on the criminal background or a income that's not going to work. Okay, so what other questions I can get done for you guys? I hear you, Nova. Yeah, trying to bring costs down. I hear you. Control costs as much as you can. Do you have a Chevy Nova that's a 62? I imagine you do, because it's a photo, and I don't know why I just asked that, but that'd be a super cool car. You bet, Janet. Hope that helps. Are these mobile homes hey, Bob, is these mobile homes insurable? Yeah, the direct answer to that is yes. You can get all types of insurance. I have to tread lightly a little on that answer because I'm not a registered insurance agent. People in the comments on our channel will ask us all the time, like, oh, what's insurance going to cost? I can't answer that because I don't have the license. Now, I've been in enough conversations to get to be pretty dangerous with giving like quotes. It's just I don't put myself in that position because I don't have the license. But I can tell you that, yes, the vast majority of manufactured homes are going to be insurable in Florida. Yeah, and that's all I can say on that. So if you want insurance, then direct answer is yes. I will also add a little bit more to that answer. I know a lot of people don't have insurance at all. They might have like liability coverage for like the Amazon lady or the pizza guy if they slip and fall. But a lot of people don't have insurance because I guess they assume if something bad happens, either they'll just rebuild it or they'll walk away. I don't know. But I know a lot of people don't have it. I do know that a lot of homes can have it. So it's kind of, do you roll the dice? What do you do? You bet, Will. Happy to help you anytime, brother. SM, I've been hearing a lot of bad things about Clayton Homes. Can you speak on this? Sure. Yeah, I absolutely can. I was at a Clayton Homes dealership a week and a half ago in North Florida, doing some filming for the channel. So Clayton Homes, I keep going back to like car metaphors for some reason here tonight. Clayton Homes they're going to be kind of like the mass produced home. Okay. So they're going to be, and I'm not trying to say like I'm a brand loyalist with cars or a brand loyalist with with houses, but Clayton Homes is kind of going to be kind of your mid-grade, your mid-grade home in the manufactured home community. Okay, there are going to be other homes like Legacy, for instance. I would say would make a nicer like park model. I would say Cavco would make like a higher end double wide or triple wide than Clayton. Clayton is going to be kind of your Honda, okay, if you will. Okay, and I don't mean like the souped up, turbocharged Honda. I mean like your plain Jane like Honda Accord with no special bells and whistles on it. Okay, is it going to work? Yes. Is it going to be the jazziest, flashiest car in the neighborhood? Not even close. Is it going to be kind of reliable and it's going to get you down the road? Yeah. Can you beat on it a little bit? It's still going to hold up? Yeah. Okay, that's going to be kind of Clayton Homes. But Clayton Homes, to be fair, Clayton Homes has like their fully souped up version and it's got their bare bones version. So it really depends what you buy with Clayton, in my experience. Just know that Clayton is going to be kind of the mid-range. It's not the Cadillac. It's not the Denali. It's kind of like your basic Chevy would be a better answer than the Honda one. Just your basic Chevy. That's going to be what Clayton is. Does Clayton offer the souped up, Denali version? Yeah, they do. Yeah, there's Clayton Homes that are, $250,000, $300,000 all day long just for the house. You bet. I've seen them with my own eyes. I've also seen Clayton Homes that are single wides for $40,000. And, are they going to hold up? I don't know. But, do they offer kind of a more budget price? Yes. If you want the bells and the whistles and the fixins and all that kind of stuff, I would look elsewhere than Clayton personally. But for a decent home at a decent price, yeah, I think Clayton's definitely fine. Clayton offers a very nice warranty with them. A lot of people will badmouth Clayton, but I also think it's because there's a lot more Claytons out there than Cavcos. I don't have the numbers, but I've seen a lot more Claytons than Cavcos in my time in the business. I've seen a lot more Claytons than Legacies in my time in the business. So the more units that you have out in space, the more good reviews you're going to get and the more crummy reviews you're going to get. So I would just, if you're entertaining the idea of going to a Clayton home, go into a Clayton home dealership, just go in there, with no judgments and just check them out. See what you think. I've always liked them. Do parks Sonic Boomer? Do parks force insurance? No. Parks don't force it. They usually a lot of times just leave it up to you and you make the call as far as if you want to have insurance in the home or not. They're not going to say one way or the other. You bet, Bob. I hope that was helpful. Hey, Sheila, better late than never. Always happy to see you in here. Always happy to see you in here as well as in the comments. Okay. Well, it looks like those are the questions that we have. If you have anything else, go ahead and shoot them in here as I wrap up here. I'll be happy to answer. Got another, looks like another 8 minutes on the stream. But if we're all wrapped up, if you haven't yet done so, I know I talk about this all the time. If you haven't yet done so, make sure you and your friends and Uncle Harry do us a huge favor and subscribe to the channel. Okay, it doesn't cost you a dime. If you hit that subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate it. We're working really hard to put out the best content in the entire industry on the channel. We travel a lot to get the videos done. Our team members do a fantastic job of getting the new listings in, and we want to bring the information to everybody here in the industry that I don't feel like anybody else is doing. I feel like in this industry, in the world of YouTubes, you basically have other channels, and they all do a fine job, but they basically just show homes. And I just think that we can do so much more as the mobile home dealers. So that's why we're doing the live streams. We're doing all the education outreach. We're starting a new project. I talked about that last week. I'm not yet there to give away the secrets, okay? But we're getting there. But we're doing a huge project. I've been working on a project behind the scenes from the mobile home dealer that does that's, I hope, going to change the entire manufactured home industry. And I'll be able to hopefully unveil that probably around the first of the year. But if you haven't done so, do us a huge favor and smash that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up on this live stream. And, as long as you guys enjoy it, we'll keep putting stuff out. But we're doing the education content. Of course, we do the home tours. That's what everybody really enjoys seeing. But I don't want to just I don't want to just tunnel ourselves to just a home tour. That's why I have fun with the Uncle Harry stuff. That's why I have fun with the jokes and the kind of the monologues, because, showing off a mobile home, there's only so many times you can do it where it's kind of like, there's the bathroom, there's the Florida room. So I try to have fun with it. Our team members help me write the monologues and give me the information to kind of go off with the jokes and stuff like that. And then the park tours, are fun to do. We have a bunch of park tours that are coming out here in the not so distant future. That gives more people an idea of exactly what parks are. I'm doing an interview series. I started that on Monday with different park managers. I'm meeting with a home inspector. We're going to do a big couple of videos with the home inspector. Doing some lifestyle videos with folks who live in communities. If you're new to the community, or if you're new to the lifestyle and you're not sure, is this really for me? I'm doing a series of interviews with different people in the community who live in communities. They're not paid for actors. I have an interview tomorrow with a transportation company. So we're going to be doing a multi-series with all of these educational videos, talking about stuff and just getting the information out. And that's going to tie into the big project that we have going in the first of the year. So we'll keep doing the home tours, as I know everybody enjoys those, but I want to branch out and not just do home tour after home tour after home tour, because it gets kind of monotonous. I want to do the education stuff, these live streams, and talk mobiles. I don't think anybody in the business is doing this, and I'm happy to kind of spearhead that. Okay, see, we have a couple of extra questions here. Let's see. Junk Monkey, my wife and I love your videos. Hey, thanks so much. I really appreciate all the positive words and positive support, and that means a lot. Thank you very much. Awesome, Nova Bob. Thanks so much for the support, brother. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, Sonic Boomer, good question. Is it safe to assume if a home is for sale in a park that the park has already inspected and approved? For example, if any improvements are needed? No, that's not safe to assume. Sonic Boomer. Good idea, but no. If the home is for sale in the park, a lot of parks will do nothing. They'll do nothing. If the house on 123 J Street is for sale, and let's just say for this example, Sonic Boomer, you're buying it, and I'm the park manager, all I care about is if the buyer gets approved before they close in the home, and then the buyer pays signs the land lease. Now there are some other parks in Central Florida, and what they will do is they will give what they call like a sales sheet, or some parks like in Naples they'll call them like a checkout sheet. I think it's a horrible name, but they'll do that type of thing. And basically what that means, Sonic, is they'll say, hey, before you close in the home, we did an inspection on the house, and these are the things on the outside that have to get done before you can actually close in the home. So they're like, the driveway has to get pressure washed. The front tree has to be pruned. The vinyl siding has chips in it that has to be, changed. And then what they'll do is they'll either require the seller to do those fixes before they can close in the home. But most parks don't. They're not that hardcore. What most parks will do is they'll say, all right, here's the list. In 30 days from the closing, they all have to get done or we got trouble. So the seller, a lot of times, will then just say, hey, buyer, here's what has to get done on the house. And they'll knock off some money, $500, $1,000. One of our team members just had this checkout deal on a home actually last Friday. And it was, they had to pull out a dead tree. They had to fix some stuff on the driveway, blah, blah, blah. Well, the seller was out of state. The buyer was local. The seller was like, I'm not going to do it. The buyer was like, yeah, I'll do it, but I want you to take off like $2,000. Seller said, fine. So they did it. They saved $2,000. I think they had a pressure washing company themselves. So they pressure washed it, and they saved themselves some money. So most parks won't do anything. Parks that do will do one of those like checkout deals. So yeah, that would be it. But honestly, Sonic, that's probably only like 25% of the parks. I'm sorry, I got the light right in front of me, so I might be butchering your screen name. Far Isle. Is it hard to find a kind of park where you can own your little piece of land? No, it's not. That's going to be called a land owned or a co-op park. No, that's not difficult to do. I'd be very careful. Be very, very careful of going that route. Would be very careful, because in that purchase, you're going to have two purchases: price of the home, price of the share. You don't technically own the land in those markets and in those parks. Okay, it's kind of false advertising if you want to be honest, because it's called a land owned. Technically, you own a share. So the land that your house is on, you actually don't own that. So if you wanted to like put up a shed or like a cool driveway or like a pool or something, you can't do it. So you essentially have a little bit lower lot rent. You still have an HOA. You have quarterly assessments. So let's say like the pool has to get like resealed or something. Then they're going to bill you for the pool to be redone. If they're going to do like Christmas lights or something and they're going to hire that out, and you don't care about Christmas lights, I'm making this up as I go, but like literally they will still bill that out as a service to you. So when you look at owning a home and paying lot rent, or owning a home and paying a share fee, I always tell people to really compare them, because owning a share is usually not financially, it's not going to math, is my term. It's not going to math. So just be very careful of that. Nova, live out in Oregon. Wife wants to retire in Florida. Cool. I'm not from Florida. I moved down here from Indiana. So you're welcome. Sheila, Mark, to get approved by a park, what is the general ratio of income to park lot rent? Yeah, Sheila, usually 3x. So lot rent's $500. They usually want to see $1,500 in total income. Now, Sheila, that's going to be taxable money. Okay. So if you had a dog walking business or a babysitting business on the side and it was cash, that's not going to count. It's going to be like hard aligned. What's on your W-2? What's on your Social Security? I'm not alluding that you have any of this. Okay, I'm just trying to make it realistic. What's on the person's Social Security? If they're on disability, are they getting alimony? Is child support involved? Obviously, income, W-2 income, 1099 income, investments, dividend stocks, rental properties, stuff that is going to be physically on paper that they can tax. That's what they're going to check. And that's usually going to be 3x gross wages to lot rent ratio. Are we together? Tell when parks allow motorcycles. It depends. Most parks allow bikes. You just got to check with the park manager. They'll be able to tell you that. Okay, guys, got a couple more minutes and then we'll wrap up for tonight. Frank, awesome. Come on down, brother. We look forward to talking to you. Heading down, taking a look at some parks. Cool. Hope you have a safe trip coming on down here. Let's see, Janet. I've noticed that a lot of homes in Florida have these decal things on them, like birds, stars, etc. Yeah, Janet. Great question. I actually saw this with my own two eyes yesterday. Be very careful with it. Sometimes people will put the tacky stuff. I don't mean tacky as in bad. I mean like tacky is like really tacky stuff, like sticky. And they'll put it on vinyl siding. And then if it sits up there for like a couple of summer times, and again, I'm not a tacky siding professional here, but it kind of just like affixes to the side. And if you peel it off, it'll take off the color of the vinyl, and really brittle vinyl, it'll pop the vinyl off. So you just gotta be careful with that. If you've ever used a product called Gooby Gone, it comes in a spray bottle, looks like Windex. That's going to be your best friend when you start popping those things off. You really got to massage it in there, and so it doesn't just pop off, dry, because that'll pop the siding. Lakeland, Arcadia, cool, beautiful areas, man. You're going to have a ton of good picking out there. You bet, Sheila. Nova, back in 75, that lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Awesome. Northern Indiana. That's fantastic. I grew up in a town in Hamilton County. So I was the Fishers, Noblesville corridor, northeast side of Indianapolis. My childhood home was in Indianapolis. So I could get to Fort Wayne in about an hour and a half. I don't know if you ever saw a Fort Wayne Tin Caps baseball game, but that was kind of their feeder system to the pros. I always thought that was a really cool name for a baseball team, the Tin Caps. I don't know, it was kind of cool. You bet, Sheila. Hope that helps. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on this live stream. We're going to wrap it up here. Call it. We will be back next week. Next week, what we're going to talk about. Okay, just give you a little preview here. We're going to talk about the first part of the live stream. We're going to talk about what do you do, or what can you do if you buy a home in the peak time of a season or the peak time of the market. If you bought the house 3 years ago, what can you do to get your money back if you're in a situation and you feel like, oh no, I bought the house at the tippity top of the market, I am SOL. No, you are not. You are not. And I'm going to share with you a couple of tips and tricks from Mark Heiser himself next week about if you bought your home in the past 3 or 4 years, thinking about selling it, but you don't want to lose your shirt, how you can sell it, still get a lot of money out of the sale without giving it away. So come on next week, come take a look at that. We're going to share some awesome tips and tricks. One more smash of the thumbs up before you guys take off. As always, folks, thank you so much for coming to the live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Mark. You've been with the Mobile Home Dealer. And as always, we'll see y'all on the next one.